Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there, and welcome to New Life Live. Very, very happy that you're with us here today. And when I say us, I'm talking about two of the wisest women I know, Dr. Jill Hubbard and Dr. Alice Benton. Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Hi, Steve.
How's it going?
Well, better now that I know you're so happy, Steve.
Yes.
I am happy. I am very happy.
You even have a happy sign.
I do have a happy sign today that I showed you.
That's a way to start a day.
But, I'm really happy because I'm inviting my daughter to the father-daughter ball from Northview Church, where I'm the teaching pastor, and she is 12, and this is just going to be one of the most fun times. But I've got little surprises for her all along the way, and it's just so very fun.
Will you wear a tuxedo?
No, but I'll wear my very nicest suit. Absolutely, yeah. And I will not have her picked up in carriage and horse. I would like to, but it's too far away. Anyway, it's going to be a great, great time. And if you want to join us, let me give you not my daughter and I, but if you want to join us on radio,
oh, darn.
1-800.
Yeah, we're ready to sign up. We want to be flies on the wall.
1-800-229-3000. We will be taking pictures. 1-800-229-3000 if you want to join us on the program. I want to mention the Writers Conference. It is the Ultimate Writers Conference, and you get a very special discount if you just go to liftable.tv/UWC and type in the name Steve, and $99 is all that it is. And some of that actually comes back to New Life in this partnership that we've entered into.
And folks, listening to Steve talk about how to become a writer, this man has a talent of pulling books out of people that we don't even know are in there. And I think Jill and I are both.
That is so true.
Yes.
Well, I just love it when people will say to me, okay, what do I need to do? And then I give them that little simple formula, and then they do it, and all of a sudden they're a published author. And I just love seeing people going from writing to having something published. It's just one of the greatest honors, and especially in this day and age when it's very difficult. And I think our people, you have stories, you've learned things, and if anybody needs to be getting some books written, it's the folks that listen to New Life Live. So I'll just give you that website one more time. It is liftable, liftable.tv/UWC, which stands for Ultimate Writers Conference, with Jerry Jenkins and Lee Strobel and many, many other best-selling authors and new people who found a way to break through in a very, very tough world of writing. But it can be done. Now, I want to mention this to you also, that we love and care and want the best for you, and we've provided resources for you, and we're doing a special thing, and there's free shipping, and Terry Mack will tell you about all those titles later. We've got Restore coming up this weekend, and I'm telling you, there are men that ought to ask their wives to go because you've done your work, but she's unhealed. Maybe she didn't think she needed to do it. But just as many times men get better because the wife calls and asks about every man's battle, maybe you could call and say, honey, I think you deserve this. I've hurt you. I want you to be healthy and healed. And they have a weekend for you, just like they had one for me. It's called Restore. I don't know if we can restore the marriage, but I know that we can restore your heart and your soul and find out what God has for you in this next chapter. All right, here's the number, 1-800-229-3000. Come join us.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Washington, D.C., November 12th through the 14th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. And, we do have the holidays coming up. Thanksgiving, of course, just a couple of weeks. I always like to talk to folks about holidays and remind them of some things that are really important. And so I was talking on Life Recovery Today with a person yesterday who has been in recovery for 20 years, but they segmented out 7 was kind of not drinking, and 13, under the power of the Holy Spirit, they were in recovery. And we were talking about things that you learn or focus on as you work the steps and start to grow in recovery. I said to him, if you had talked to me 10 years ago about what would be the most important concept that I think about all the time, it would be surrender. Surrendering this, surrendering expectations, all of that. And I said, but I've shifted, and just in the past 4 or 5 years, I think probably my biggest focus is on the word acceptance. And so I think it's one thing to say, okay, God, whatever happens during the holidays, I'll just give it all to you. But it's another thing to focus on this word acceptance, accepting the people that you're going to be with at Thanksgiving dinner, accepting your challenge not to try to change or cure, not to use criticism, use seasoning in the food, but not seize criticism, change, cure in the conversation.
Seize your guess.
Yeah, exactly.
By the throat.
But I want to, so that's my 2 cents. Either of you have just something you're thinking about that might be helpful
Don't
during...
seize your guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't have to drink a lot.
Before we talk to Elaine, anything you guys want to add that might be helpful for somebody to start thinking about right now?
Well, I like the idea of acceptance, but I think to clarify a little bit, acceptance doesn't mean you agree with or condone, but you're taking a person where they're at. Yeah. Right? And instead of taking it upon yourself to try to make them different, leaning in with love, right?
Yep. And that's what acceptance is. Acceptance isn't, I have a responsibility to change their mind and or something like that. But it's truly accepting them as a human being of value, no matter what their politics or whatever their life choices are, and accepting the responsibility, in some cases, to love the most difficult to love. Easy to love people that love us. But in nowhere is the word acceptance the same word as endorsement or enabling, anything like that. It truly is just accepting folks as valuable human beings that God wants us to love. And what God did through Christ was show us in the 10 Commandments, don't just, love, but love enemies. That's what Jesus showed us. Loving enemies was a big, big headline from his life here on earth.
And when we hit those hard spots in our own heart when we're around difficult people, we can enter into dialogue with our Heavenly Father right then and there of, Lord, I am feeling critical and annoyed and frustrated. Make me a channel of your peace in this moment.
That is true.
Most people, as the years go on and you see your relatives and things at Thanksgiving, most people become more of who they are, right? Yeah. And so to not be surprised when that one relative does that irritating thing, right?
Yeah,
And
just
expect it.
That's right. Let's talk to Elaine. She watches us on YouTube, and any other person in the world could do that if you have a cell phone or a computer. She's from Washington, and we're glad that you're with us here, Elaine. How could we help today?
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I will try to do this in a nutshell for you. I have been married for 2 years. It's been a 10-year relationship, on and off. Mm-hmm. When we were married, after 5 days, my husband kicked me out. He's an alcoholic. He's into porn. He has had a domestic violence against me at one time. He has a major attachment with his ex-wife. And the reason I'm calling today is that I stood up to him finally in our relationship, and I've been going to therapy for the last 3 years on my own codependency issues. Currently, I am doing Take Your Life Back with a book club that I'm running with some gals.
Okay.
But my question is this. I am stuck. I am stuck with the biblical end of this. He gave me an ultimatum in counseling that I either accept his ex-wife or we need to part separate ways. And what he meant by acceptance is that she be included in all affairs of the family, which they have 3 adult children, that I would just basically turn the other cheek when it comes to I found out later after this ultimatum, I found out that he had a secret bank account with thousands of dollars in it between him and her. I found out that they've been going out of town together to go watch their children play basketball.
Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, there are a lot of other details you could give us, but we really do have a good picture of what is going on here. What's your question for us? How can we help you?
Okay, so the question is, okay, thank you. So what I am stuck on is that my parents both had multiple marriages. This is my second marriage, and I did not want my first divorce. And I feel like my first marriage was 20 years, and I just feel you're married for life, and I'm trying everything possible to not get divorced. So
the question would be then what?
What do I do next?
Okay.
My question is, what do I do next? I'm separated from him.
Okay.
And Elaine, have you been separated since 5 days of marriage?
No, it's been on and off.
On and off. Okay. Well, because Elaine, I'm wondering why he married you, because it sounds like his priority is his ex-wife and their family.
Exactly.
And so, and you're just kind of a tag along to this relationship.
Could we cover
Sure,
one thing before that? Because you're on to why he married her.
Yeah.
But, you are such a bright person and things. Why did you marry him? You knew he had a drinking problem, all this other stuff. I'm just wondering how this
and a porn problem
happened after knowing him for 8 years. It doesn't make sense to me. So help us understand how that happened. I know people can be very persuasive and flip right after that wedding cake, but how did it happen with you?
Well, the big word is codependency. I thought that by marrying him, it would change. And then I look at my own abandonments, and I was abandoned by my mother and my father. Mm-hmm. And so I think that I was very vulnerable after a 20-year marriage. and I was just trying to be loyal.
Okay. So we want to help you know what to do, but I don't know that we like marriages to stay together. We like people not to divorce.
Yes.
So we'll give you everything we have on what might help you, but there might not be anything that is going to create a marriage where there isn't one. Alice, what are you thinking here?
Oh, a very ugly thought, Elaine. You're trying to save a marriage that doesn't exist. It exists on paper, but not in action and not in life. And from everything you've told us, your husband has little to no interest to moving closer to you and cherishing and protecting your heart. He has all the interest in moving closer to his ex-wife. So your power here is so limited to try to salvage the marriage on paper. Now, the Bible points out the steps that we should take, which is confronting, addressing this directly with our spouse, bringing in a witness, bringing in another man who has influence in your husband's life to point out what's taking place. But if those attempts result in just the same unrepentant behavior, then the Bible cautions us to move away in order to protect our heart. And moving away can be physical separation like you did before, or it can be an emotional separation. And I would guess that when you previously separated, because of the codependency that you're so able to point out, you probably moved back in too quickly, perhaps with the first sign of hope or the first time he allowed you to move back in. And it is possible that a longer separation with some legal teeth to it may possibly change your husband's heart, but there's not much evidence that he wants his heart changed. How are you doing hearing this doom and gloom from me?
How am I doing with it?
Yes.
I just cling.
What do you cling to? What are you clinging
cling to the Lord. I'm just clinging to Him.
Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? When you say you cling to the Lord, let's clarify what that means to you.
And I'm going to interject to say, Elaine, I think you're clinging to a false hope, sister, that's keeping you stuck in a very sick situation.
Yeah, I feel like your presence then creates a dynamic where the ex-wife is the other woman. And so she's the exciting object in his life. You might provide, I don't know if you're sleeping with him still, you might provide sex. And, you know, kind of like Old Testament times, like a concubine. And I hate to say that, but I think what Alice is portraying sounds accurate, Elaine. And I though, would recommend that you guys actually go to our workshop, because with or without him, it's great information about how to proceed in relationship. And see, you know, I would let him know, this is not okay, the way our marriage is going. I'm not okay being second.
So here's what I'm thinking. Let us get you into Restore this weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll cover that for you if you can get there. And that would give you so much encouragement and insight as to what's going on
and help
here.
with the codependency.
Then after that, you would say to him, you essentially, when you kicked me out, when you laid down all of these things after we got married, it is, whether or not you're sleeping with your ex or not, you have abandoned me. That was the worst form of abandonment ever. And Jesus said that when someone commits adultery or someone is abandoned by a non-believer, that it is okay to move on. And I really believe that if he's not going to at least go to the marriage intimacy intensive, which is a week, if he can't give you a weekend to try to fix the marriage, then I think the sooner that you accept the reality that there really isn't a real marriage here, like Alice is saying, I think the better. Now, you're hearing this from somebody that wants every marriage to continue. But I just don't, it's just hard for me to even believe that you've put up with this kind of stuff so far, and you are far more deserving of better things in this world. And shame and disappointment and another divorce and all of those things could keep you trapped, make you sick, and prevent you ever becoming the woman God has called you to be. Wishing that God would swoop in and create a miracle. That's one thing to do. Another thing is do the tough thing, the hard thing that could produce radical change in him and your marriage or not, and to deal with that reality. So I want you to hold on. I want to talk with you. I'll send you Healing is a Choice. I hope that is a comfort to you. We want to help you. You're doing some things like the Take Your Life Back in a group, and you're doing some things that are right, but maybe we can help you get to a better place. 1-800-229-3000. We'll be back after this.
It had become very apparent that some of the things I was involved with were taking over my life.
In today's world, men are barraged with inappropriate content and images all day, every day. Some say that certain behaviors are just no big deal. It's just part of being a guy. But it's simply not true. It's a battleground for every man, and the opportunities to fail are everywhere. New Life's Every Man's Battle workshop can help.
After 7 years, just one weekend, a completely changed man.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle workshop.
He said, I think this is something that every man should go to. Married, dating, it was definitely life-changing.
Now the workshop is coming to Dallas December 3rd through the 5th. Don't wait for him to call. To find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live. This is Terry McIntosh. I wanted to let you know about 2 special offers that are only available in the month of November. The first is a free download of 5 irrefutable truths that can transform your life. When you embrace these truths, you can expect that things will change. Just visit newlife.com and click on the banner to get your free download. Also, we have free shipping and special pricing on several products. We're making it easy for you to treat yourself or maybe take care of some holiday shopping. Visit newlife.com and click the banner for more details. Now back to New Life Live.
All right, we are back. I talked about restore. I want to give you a quote from somebody that went, because I'd like for you to pick up the phone and call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and come to restore. Here's what she said. Sex addiction in my husband took away my voice and my power, and I feel this weekend called Restore helped me realize I can have all of that back. I was so alone in this situation, but that weekend made me feel and see I am not alone. It made me realize I can't keep isolating myself. I need connection with other women to get through this journey. Now, you are probably full of guilt, shame, remorse, blame, all this horrible stuff that comes out of this, and you can leave the weekend without that because that's not the way God wants you to live, not the way we want you to live. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask us about the Restore Workshop this weekend. All right, let's go to, how about we talk with Angie, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hi, Angie. How are you? You have a beautiful city there. I was just there last month.
Yeah, I actually just moved back here. We relocated from another state in July, so I had grown up here, and it kind of has to do with the reason why I'm calling.
Well, why are you calling?
I have some family here.
Okay.
Well, I'm having some problems with feeling rejected from my family.
Tell us about that.
I have family here. Mm-hmm. And I have an aunt and uncle and some cousins and that. And my mom was his sister, my uncle's sister, obviously. And she had a lot of problems, and I would say pretty confidently that I was abused growing up. So I have never been very close with them since I was a child, and since I moved back, I just feel like they don't want to have anything to do with me, and I don't understand why I haven't done anything to them. I don't know if they just think I'm like my mom, and they don't want to give me a chance.
This is so sad.
So it just really hurts my feelings.
Well, sure.
And Angie, was it your mom who perpetrated the abuse against you?
Yeah, she was very emotionally and verbally abusive. I was told on a daily basis that I was fat and ugly and stupid, and I would never amount to anything.
Wow.
And I went, a good part of my life in my 20s and early 30s believing that, and I did a lot of stupid stuff. But praise God, I met Jesus, and I became a Christian, and I found the love of God, and that really healed me a lot. But the wound is still there, and so.
And Angie, in your early 20s, what was the most extreme behavior you were engaging in? Was there substance addiction?
No, it was relationships, because I just really wanted somebody to love me. So I would get involved with men who were not good people, and just wasn't very discerning about the kind of people that I was with, and got into a lot of different situations because of that.
And
I was just
it sounds like you've been cleaning up your life since then, and really hoping to reestablish relationship with family. What have been your attempts to reconnect with your aunt and uncle and cousins?
Well, I called them when I was moving here. I would talk to them about once a year on the phone, but I called them and let them know I was moving back to the area, and I was pretty shocked the first time I called and told them that. My uncle insinuated that I was just moving here to take advantage of him somehow, and that I was relocating with my daughter, accusing me of kidnapping my daughter, and that was a crime, and that he wasn't going to cover for me, and I don't even know where that came from. I let
Angie,
him know.
Knowing that your mother was abusive, do you think both your mother and uncle grew up in a chaotic home, and that is there potentially mental illness with your uncle?
I'm starting to think that might be the case. And so I'm kind of torn, because I guess maybe I have in my head this picture of the way it's supposed to be, and then, then the reality of it is way different.
Is shocking to you.
Yeah.
Because the aunt and uncle, it sounds like you're envisioning that they're like the good family, the good parents, the ones that you didn't get. And if you could come back and join with them, maybe you would get some of that good care and love.
Yeah, I guess in my heart, I think that maybe that's what I was hoping for.
In addition to your aunt and uncle, I want you to think over the break about other attempts you're making to build up a spiritual family around you, since our biological family can be abusive, as you've experienced, very disappointing and rejecting of us. So we'll come back to ask you about the broader family that you're trying to build up, and we'll help you with that.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You are a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in the biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. Angie, how are you here? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I want to get you to just think with me for a minute. Imagine that you loved to paint, okay? You love being an artist. Mm-hmm. And you were working with one of the grandmaster artists in the world. And you kind of even became an apprentice. And you guys were trying to create, or he was trying to unleash in you a masterpiece, right? Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So you create this painting, and there's a little 3-year-old girl using crayons. And you ask her how she likes your amazing painting. And she says it's ugly because she doesn't understand what it takes to create something like that. And all of a sudden you burst into tears. Your world is shattered because a 3-year-old doesn't like what you and the master artist have been creating. God is creating, or wants to create with you, a masterpiece. And a 3-year-old emotional infant called an uncle is stepping in here and passing judgment on what God has already given you, which is an incredible life and an articulate way of communicating. And you are basing way too much of your opinion of yourself on a man that is an emotional 3-year-old, because nobody would treat someone like you the way he's treating you if he was either mature or if he was not a victim of early trauma or in his right mind. And so I am going to ask you to start to equate his thought statements. Anybody that's influenced in this this very hurtful family over here. You really have to recategorize the level of value you put on their opinion of you. And sometimes us avoidalator people, us people that disconnect, that can be a great gift, because this old saying, you cannot get blood out of a turnip, is a very, very helpful thing to keep in mind. If you want anything from them or need anything from them, a counselor, a therapist can help you resolve that so you can be free of this ongoing, hand-me-down, abusive type of relationship dynamic that they're putting onto you. And that's my 2 cents on this. I want the best for you.
Well, I appreciate that. And that makes a lot of sense. And I think intellectually, like, I understand that, but and I can rationalize that in my head, but at the end of the day, it still hurts my heart.
Yeah, and that's what a counselor can help you do. Go from the head of what you know to the heart, and it becomes part of you. It's integrated within you. And now something that is causing you to call a radio program and weep over is something that you grow from and mature. Yeah. And God uses it to do some amazing stuff. Anything else you want to say, Jill or Alice?
Angie, I want you to pray over and evaluate 3 things. One is, I don't want you to ascribe your uncle's attitude to the rest of the family unless you have evidence that they will think and treat you the same way he has. Potentially, they won't. Potentially, they're healthier than he is. So don't give up yet on the rest of the family. Make an attempt. The second thing is to consider if you have hurt or disappointed your uncle in some way. Perhaps there's some reason you have given him for him to have a bad opinion of you. I doubt it's at the same level that he's enlarged it to, but think about that. We can always clean up our side of the street. And lastly, I don't believe biological family will be the answer to the emptiness in your heart. It will be the spiritual family, and God promises he will set the lonely in a family. But he sometimes asks us to release the unhealthy family that we have in order to make room for a healthy spiritual family.
Nicely said. Yes, absolutely. And,
all right.
And so, Angie, there's grieving in your future, right? You're having to grieve. You're having to look at the reality of what is true, not the fantasy that you have longed for, right? Also, along with what Alice said, do a little research. Talk to your cousins. And remember, you've been gone. They've moved on, and you've been gone. So you need to kind of reintroduce yourself. And if you're feeling strong enough, I might even make a last-ditch effort and either call or write a card. And kind of what Alice, what you were saying, have I done anything, Uncle, to offend you? But Uncle, I think you have a misconception of me. I actually am not my mother. And what I'm wanting from you is a sense of family. But I understand if you feel like you can't give that.
And I'm assuming that that's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to send you How We Love. I think that will help you see how you've come out of this childhood, and I think it'll help you see how they have also. I hope it'll be helpful to you. It's what we use in our February Intimacy and Marriage weekend, and you can sign up now and get a very special early bird rate if you will do it. All right, how about we go to, let's go to Gigi, Washington, D.C., and she listens to us on WAVA. Let's talk with Gigi. How are you today, Gigi?
Hey, I'm great. It's a beautiful day here.
Good. Wonderful.
Right, Gigi.
Well, how can we help?
Day in the neighborhood.
Oh, I like that.
Actually, I'm giving you some information rather than asking you for help. You've helped me for 30-some years, so I now want to tell the audience that I heard you promote yesterday, I guess it was, the Restore workshop. that's
Yes.
coming up in Washington, D.C. this weekend.
Right.
And I just wanted to put in a plug for that. I attended it 2 years ago, and my issue was not pornography or affair or anything like that. And so if you have any kind of a unhealthy relationship in your marriage or something that's just not right, I was living with a situation for many, many years with somebody with DID, and I finally realized I wanted a marriage with two people, not a bunch of people. And I didn't always know who I was with, and it was crazy, and it was making me crazy. And so after many, many years of counseling together as well as alone, I made the decision to continue my life on my own. And it was a huge, huge thing for me because I was tremendously fearful about whether I could do that. And that Restore weekend gave me the confidence to be able to move on and let go. And as I think Alice just said, grieve the loss of the relationship that I had hoped and dreamed and prayed for. And also let go of the unhealthy family and the expectations that I had, and now start focusing on myself and my own healing. And I've been involved with Celebrate Recovery since then, and I can't recommend that more than either, because
Wonderful.
that has and I did your BBBB.
Brains, boundaries. Good. Awesome. Well,
yeah, I did that last year, and we're in a sustained healing group, and that's another thing I highly recommend.
Oh, good.
Our
Wow.
Sustained healing group.
all right.
We got Laura McDonald.
Okay, so I've got to go to a break here, but I want to tell you, I'm so thankful that you encouraged other people to go to Restore, that you don't just have to be with somebody that has a sex addiction problem. And just to thank you, I'm going to send you a brand new Restore Bible, and I just so thankful we've been able to help you. You know, we love helping people. We just love it. And when somebody is now wanting to help somebody else and reach out, it's just the best ever. So Restore, that's what she's talking about. It could change everything for you. Scholarships are available, so don't not call just because there's a financial issue. Maybe we can help you with that. We're going to come back. Yes, Alice.
Restore can change everything, even if your spouse is unwilling to change, but you leave Restore with community and a plan equipped to make your life work, even if they won't work a program.
That is correct. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Now, we're going to do another program after this, so stay on the line if you're calling. We want to talk to you.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, a physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Washington, D.C., November 12th through the 14th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Let's talk with Maurice, calling from Sherman, Texas. He listens to us on Sirius XM satellite radio, channel 131, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Maurice, how are you today, and how could we help? Speaker, I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead. Turn your radio down there, and let's see what you have to say.
I'm doing all right. I listen to y'all show every day at this time. I drive trucks. I believe the Lord has put me and my wife together. We've been together for about 6 years this year.
Okay.
And it's been off and on kind of situations, but alcohol has stepped in and took a big part in it.
Who opened the door for the alcohol to step in? You or her?
Both of it's kind of both of us. But when we first met, she said I didn't want to have anything to do with alcohol. And what happened was I just started drinking with her. We go to church. I do, but she has stopped. And I'm a musician in church, but I haven't been going because I've been, I wasn't feeling it a little bit because, it's kind of hard on me. And then just the other day, my wife was telling me that she's praying to God to figure out how to get rid of you. And I'm like, I was going to answer that question, baby. God is not going to do nothing like that. How you figure they come out to be, just shut up.
Well, all right, look, here's the deal. You've got a really, really problem relationship, and waiting for her to do anything is not going to help it. You drinking with her isn't going to help it. You not going to church isn't going to help it. Here's what would help it. Is you decide that you're going to recover your life, start going to a life recovery group, Alcoholics Anonymous group, and you get your growth program going. And that will impact her. She will see a different you, and then you can invite her to join you at some point and get involved with this. But doing what you're doing, everything you've done is exactly the opposite of what could help you. And if you're not willing to reverse course, it's not going to get better. Let's hear what Jill and Alice are thinking about this.
I think, Maurice, your wife sounds really angry. And even though there's drinking involved, sometimes the truth slips out because a person's less inhibited. And so I might say to her, sweetheart, I realize I have not been the husband that you have needed. And I am motivated to be a better man for you. And I know that I've hurt you, and I want to hear from you how I've hurt you. But I just want you to know that I'm on this path that Steve has just described. What do you think about that, Maurice?
I think it's beautiful. The hardest thing for your wife or your spouse was to tell you that I can't trust you, but it goes into other stuff, that has something to do with people, because we had separated before, and a friend of mine's wife had gave me a lift, and she happened to come home early one day, and she seen her give me a lift, and she took it the wrong way, and it makes her feel
right.
that now
So
there's no trust.
when you guys are at odds, things can get really distorted, right? Yeah. So you're telling me she doesn't trust you. There's reason for that. There's either reason before she married you in her past, or there are things that have happened between the two of you, and so it's time to rebuild that trust.
Maurice, do you remember in the story of Genesis, after Adam and Eve have eaten of the forbidden fruit, and God comes and asks Adam about what he did and why he did it, and Adam responds, "She made me do it. Eve influenced me to do it." Maurice, I hear some of that in the way you describe your situation, and I know that your wife is not innocent, but you're trying to make her the problem. You're trying to make her your problem, I believe, and I want you, Maurice, to come to the place where you know you are your problem. Your wife is problematic also, of course she is, but you're pushing responsibility onto her for some of your actions. And when we do that, Maurice, we give up our power to be able to change our part of the problem.
And the good news is, if I've got a problem, I can work on that. If somebody else does, I'm not going to be able to impact that in any other way than just kind of forging a path that's different, and that is healthy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a Life Recovery Bible and a workbook with it. And I'm going to try to find a place where you could go near you to attend a Life Recovery group. And if not that, we'll find some other group for you to go to. But I mean, you're in Sherman, Texas, so we've got some places around there we can send you. I want you to be better. This is a good time for you to look at you, and just like a lot of people, it sounds like your wife is a big target of problems, but even if our target is smaller, we still have to take care of whatever is there. Now, I want to talk to everybody just for a minute. We do have holidays coming up, and these are some pretty tough times for a lot of people. Just the price of gas is hurting so many people. And inflation, and things aren't available, and it's really tough. And maybe this is a time to say to your family, the kids, maybe this isn't the year that we're going to just go all out with gifts, because the things we want might not be available, and maybe this is the time to kind of rally around each other and help each other to be better, be a gift to each other. Also, maybe the gift could be you. Maybe between now and Christmas, you decide to do something. And I can't tell you of anything I'm aware of that you could do more powerful than go to one of our intensives. We designed them to be powerful in the least amount of time, provide the most amount of change, and change in trajectory. So maybe the gift to your family is you go to Restore, and you're no longer bitter and resentful over what happened in the marriage 10 years ago. Maybe you go and sign up for Every Man's Battle, and you get that all taken care of, and you go from being someone in this bad little boy position to a man of character and respect and authenticity. Now is a great time to do that. If you have financial struggle, we have resources to help you with that, but you have to call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. For the rest of you, if there's any way you could help us now here at year end, we would be so very grateful. We only do this because we have partners that help us do it. And if you've never supported us, could this be the beginning of that time for you? I hope so. We are so thrilled when we get to be with folks and they tell us, you helped me. That's why we're here. We love helping people. With that, let me give you the number if you want to join us on the next program after this, 1-800-229-3000. And if you need some help, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Alice. And thanks to all of you.
Thanks for listening.
We love you.
We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.